I'm Chip Rowan with the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, and you're watching In the Know. Today we are in Mount Pleasant, and joining me is Jeff Landy. Hello, Jeff.
How you doing, Chip?
I'm well, and Jeff wears a lot of hats here in Mount Pleasant.
None today, though.
None
No
today,
hat
right?
today,
Yeah, we're
but-
leaving the sun.
Yeah.
You better watch. We better get you some
I know.
SP40 or something.
I know.
Anyhow, Jeff is the borough manager here in Mount Pleasant. He is also the host, most importantly, of the Jeff and Jerry show on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. But
The
today-
award-winning.
The award-winning. I forgot about that. The award-winning. We'll back up there. The award-winning Jeff and Jerry show probably the only award-winning show on the channel, actually. So, and I know your pay reflects that. So.
Yeah.
And also today, his hat that he's wearing today is actually co-director for the Mount Pleasant Glass and Ethnic Festival. So we're going to be talking about the Glass Festival, and it's a great event. And I just want to tell our viewers the dates and what's going to be happening here in Mount Pleasant.
Well, the dates are always the last full weekend of September, which would put it at 23rd, 24th, and 25th of September.
Uh-huh.
And the hours are 11 to 10 on Friday and Saturday, and 11 to 7 on Sunday.
Yeah, and that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yep.
So you get the whole weekend in there, and it's right here in the heart of Mount Pleasant.
Yes, we use Veterans Park, which is where we're standing now,
Right.
but we also use a lot of Washington Street. So it goes about 6 blocks.
Okay. Yeah, and it's a great festival. I mean, you have worked over years to put this together. I know you.
35.
35 years. That's a long time.
Yeah,
Does it feel like 35 or 50?
It feels like 50. Well, and it feels a little bit harder now because, Jerry passed away.
Yes. Yeah.
And Jerry was the co-founder with
right,
me.
Right.
And we started it. We worked together for 35 years. We really became good friends because of the festival.
Yeah.
And it's a little different this year. With a lot of things are a little different.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, and I know already some events that I've been to here in Mount Pleasant, and National Night Out and things
Yeah.
that Jerry was always at those. And we're always going to miss him. I think the first year is going to be the toughest.
It's always the toughest.
Yeah. So, and as I mentioned, you're co-director, and the other was actually Jerry.
Was Jerry.
Yeah, the two of you.
So I still call myself co-director because in honor of Jerry, he's going to be my co-director this year too.
Yeah, and with the work that he did in this community, he's always going to be here. Definitely.
Well,
there's a piece of him that's always going to be showing up.
Yes, there's always going to be something to do with Jerry. Either, he was part of this, or he was here, or he did that. So you're right.
It's a legacy.
He'll always touch everything in the borough somehow.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah, well, one good way to remember him this year too.
And we will.
Yeah. Now parking. I know the town gets really full.
You're
How
right.
many people do you typically?
Well, if it was a day like today, we'd have probably, for the weekend, we'd probably have around 45, 50,000 because. And people talk about that number, but it's a series of people coming and going.
Right.
When you're there for 11 hours a day, very few people spend 11 hours.
Right.
So you have people leaving, you have people coming.
If they all showed up at the same time, we'd be in trouble.
We'd be in trouble. We couldn't do it, yeah.
So parking can be an issue, but you have worked over the years to resolve that problem. And talk a little bit about options for parking.
Well, we have a free shuttle,
Mm-hmm.
and we shuttle from Walmart.
Okay.
We also shuttle from all the parking lots in town, and if you're walking and you come to Main Street, if you just wave the shuttle bus down, he'll pick you up.
Okay, yeah. So you can park at the Mount Pleasant Walmart. The shuttle, it just keeps making
Right.
laps around there.
Keeps making loops.
Yeah, and it picks up over here at the Diamond, I believe, to return
Yes.
people, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I know one year when Armstrong was here with our booth, I actually parked over there and rode in, and then rode the bus back, and it worked out fine.
It does.
You get to meet some people too.
You do.
Yeah,
You do.
kind of felt like I was at Disney on the Magical Express.
Well,
It wasn't quite as magical, though.
Yeah, a little different tram, a little different monorail.
Jeff's a Disney fan too, so we can make these jokes together. So, and speaking of Disney, so I found something new here a few years ago. Your Old Town area, and I know there's a Disney connection to that. You want to talk about that area and where it's at and how that started?
Well, it started really accidentally. The Historical Society bought a piece of property on Washington Street. They tore down a house. When they tore it down, inside the house was a cabin. So somebody had built a house around a cabin.
Wow.
So then they left that cabin there, and then they bought another cabin. And so we developed it as part of the festival just to give another area, another themed area.
Okay.
And it's sort of Old Town Mount Pleasant.
Yeah.
And the Historical Society is down there with their bean soups. And we have country bands and we have characters down there from the olden 1800s, and so we try to theme that area, which is people like it.
Oh yeah, I thought it was really neat.
Yeah, kids can paint pumpkins and
Yeah.
do. I think we do Lincoln Logs down there and checkers and things.
Right,
for
I saw
kids.
there's a lot of kids activity. And what was neat for me is when I would get here, I would be at the Armstrong booth and wouldn't get away from that too
Yeah.
far. Now I always find Almer's sausage stand because that's
That's
usually,
right beside you.
Yeah, and I always like I have to have one of those. You
Yeah.
know. Usually find the ice cream stand too, but that's another story. But anyhow, I wandered down there a couple years ago. I thought this is really neat, and the kids were having a blast.
They do a
that
lot
were doing.
because they don't get to do that all the time.
No. And I think the things that you have here that are unique like that is what's fun. And also like demonstrations. You want to talk about like glass demonstrations and some of the things?
Well, we call it the Glass and Ethnic Festival. One is to celebrate the heritage of Mount Pleasant.
Right.
The other is to provide some glass artists and glass vendors to come up and sell their stuff and show their work. And we have a glass engraver. So we have some things you can watch people do.
And they were
Artists.
blowing glass last year. I know that was happening
Right.
behind our booth there, and that was a lot. There was a college that actually had that, right?
Keystone
Yeah. Okay. They had
from up in Philadelphia.
Okay, they had a trailer set up there, and a lot
Uh-huh.
of people were enjoying that too.
Uh-huh.
It was good. Anything new this year? Anything that people could say, oh, that's going to be a new thing happening here at the festival?
Well, we try to do lots of surprises. Mainly the entertainment's what I try to switch around a lot.
Okay.
We do have new craft vendors all the time. We have new food vendors because you don't want to keep it still. You want to add some things to it.
Right, and you do a nice job with that.
And so the entertainment has always there's always at least 50% new stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, excellent. Parade is a draw. That's on
The
Saturday.
parade's a big draw. We have it at 2 o'clock.
Oh.
And so we get a lot of people for our parade.
Yeah, so 2 o'clock on Saturday. Yeah.
Right.
So that's the 24th, right?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. And that's September 24th, if you're not watching your calendar. Fireworks are on Sunday night, the big
Right.
fireworks
We close
display.
the festival with fireworks. And we set our fireworks to music.
Uh-huh.
So it kind of adds a little atmosphere
It does.
to the fireworks.
It's always a nice fireworks display.
Well, it's fireworks are so expensive this year.
Yes, they are.
But-
Everything is.
But yeah, but that's one thing we spent more money but didn't get more show. But it's
Yeah.
just everything went up. We do a nightly balloon launch celebrating each year of the festival.
Okay.
So every night we'll set off 35 lighted balloons,
Uh-huh.
and we let families participate
Okay, that's nice. That happens every evening.
every
then.
evening.
Yeah. Now the fireworks are expensive. That's like watching your money go up in smoke, right?
You ain't a kid. But it's a tradition here.
It is a tradition.
And so, you
And
know,
people hang around for
they
it too.
do. They
Yeah.
do. They expect it.
Yeah.
Because we're one of the few fireworks that time of the year now.
Exactly. Yeah, a lot of them are after 4th of July. You don't see a lot of them.
Right.
Sponsors. I know that this is a free event to the public,
Right.
With the exception of the vendors, but coming in and just walking around, there's no charge for that.
No.
And that's possible because of sponsors, I'm sure.
Sponsors. I started that sponsor program the 5th year of this festival, so 30 years ago, and I'm pretty sure very few other events did sponsors.
Right.
But you know, we started that program because we had a plan, and I think the plan's worked.
Oh, it has worked.
But sponsors are the, they are the funding source and the heartbeat of keeping this thing going.
Yeah. This is going to be a shameless plug for Armstrong, but I think you shared with me one time that Armstrong was one of the first sponsors.
You were one of the first sponsors.
Our general manager at that time.
He lived in Mount Pleasant,
Uh-huh.
and he came to me and he said, "Hey, how about I become part of that sponsorship program?" And obviously we said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
and that's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
You probably are the most continuous sponsor we have. And so big support.
Yeah, well, we're happy to be involved. You know, it's a great event. It's a good event for us to be connected with. We appreciate our customers, and this is a good way for us to get out. You know, we have our prize wheel at our booth, and we get to interact. And we always go home with a list of things. You know, someone may be having a problem with their services, but they haven't called, and
Right.
we follow up on those things too.
And you hear the good things though too.
do.
It's not all problems.
No, it isn't. And people come by and they'll talk about an interaction they had with one of our technicians and how well he did and how, they were having trouble, but he hung around and helped them program the remote and everything too. So.
Well, speaking of award-winning, not only is the Jeff and Jerry show award-winning, Armstrong
Yes.
won an award.
Yes.
You want to talk about that for a
Yeah,
minute?
the operator of the year.
I wanted to do a little
Yeah,
show
that's
here.
right. Cable operator of the year. So we were really happy about
Yeah,
that. That's
well.
the second time that Armstrong has won that. So
I
that's,
remember the first time you won it.
yeah.
So
Yeah, so we're really honored with that, and that's our employees. You know,
Yeah.
the guys that go into the homes and the ladies at the desk at the office and helping folks with problems, and of course when people call in the CSC. So just keeping our customers happy. So we appreciate
and that's
our
the name of the
customers.
game.
It is.
No matter if you do a festival or you have a business like Armstrong, the name of the game is keep everybody happy.
Yeah, and do your best to.
And do your
sometimes you can't fulfill that, but you try your best to always do that.
Right.
So, this is a year-round plan, and you mentioned like working with sponsors, and this isn't something you start working on in August. Yeah,
I start with sponsors this year
Yeah,
because I invite new sponsors this year to come to the festival to see what we do.
yeah. So you have a
So-
committee that works with you on this, the whole
Festival? Yeah, I have a good committee.
Yeah, you work year-round with that.
We take off a couple of months for the holiday, but we do work all year.
Yeah, and I see the committee. Yeah, you know, everyone has a different role. And I know some of the guys there's a guy that puts the banners up every year, and that's his job.
That's all his job is.
And so he's really conscientious. That means a lot to you, just to know that those things are taken care of.
Well, yeah, and banners are important for the sponsors. They want to see their banner up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I consider that important.
It is important, yeah. And you do a great job with that. Entertainment. Now, you have the main stage here at the gazebo, but there's also stages in other locations, too, which is a unique thing about
Right,
this.
we have 3 stages here.
Yeah, yeah.
And again, I think we started that too. A lot of people don't do 3 stages. Now
Yeah.
they do now,
Yeah.
but we started that before. And first of all, that keeps the entertainment and people moving around.
Right.
And you can provide different entertainment. So if I have a country band on at Old Town, I might have an oldies band at the gazebo, and I might have a rock band up at the other stage. So
Right.
whenever you come, there's a variety of music. You might not want to hear country.
Right, and everyone doesn't like the same kind of music.
No, so we try to provide different entertainment.
Seems like your bigger groups are on the gazebo stage here, though, especially on Sunday.
Yeah, it's sort of the center of the festival, and it's a great looking stage.
It is.
Now we are going to refurbish it
Okay.
next year, and it's going to even look 10 times better
Well, that's good.
because the plans for that gazebo are unlike any other plans around.
Yeah. Well, this is a beautiful park. I mean, just
Veterans Park is
just a beautiful park.
Yeah, it is the center of our town.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, it's a nice place to center the festival around too.
It is.
Yeah. We want to mention any of the bands that are playing.
Well, this is our 35th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Every anniversary year, we try to bring in bigger and better.
Uh huh.
So Molly Hatchett's coming Friday night.
Okay.
National Touring Band, and it's free. They'll be here Friday night at 8 o'clock. We're expecting a lot of people for them, like we do when we bring national acts in.
Right.
We have Pendulum coming back, which is a Creedence Clearwater revival tribute band. We have Andy Davis coming back. We have Beatlemania coming this year again on Sunday, and your sponsor. By the way, you're sponsoring them.
Yeah.
So those are probably the highlights, and then we mix in other bands that people might not get to hear.
Right.
I always want to bring in bands that someone doesn't always get that chance, to hear.
Yeah. Now I hit on the sausage, but we didn't talk much about food. And there's a lot more food here than
We have about 28 food booths here.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a large variety, and that's probably where the ethnic side of it comes in.
It
too,
is.
is the food.
It is. When some of the crafts, but mostly the food.
Right. Yeah.
We cover a lot of ethnic diversity on our food items.
The people that work with me at the booth laugh because I say, "I'll be right back. I'm going to run down here and get a funnel cake."
Well, I have to tell everybody, I have to put up a picnic table just for you.
Yeah, that's
okay,
yeah.
because you have it all spread out.
I appreciate that.
I know. Well,
Yeah,
I know
thank
you did.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Jeff, anything else you want to share about the upcoming Glass and Ethnic Festival?
Well, as always, this is the highlight of the events in our town. It's the biggest event we do.
Right.
It's nice to have people come visit our town. I think we have a lot to see here.
Right.
And I think some people who come from all over. We have people from Ohio, Maryland, West Virginia come for the festival, but they have a chance to see of a nice
It's like
town
a
we have.
homecoming.
It is.
Yeah.
And they see we have a nice downtown.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're inviting everybody to come and spend some time here. We are a festival that's in the Library of Congress, and that's
Okay.
another thing that I'm very proud of. We're the only festival in the state that is honored in the Library of Congress, so I think we do things right.
Yeah.
So this is your chance to finish out the year You went to a lot of other events, and there's still some coming up.
It's funny you say that because this is our last event on our calendar last major event on our calendar
Yeah.
for this year because it kind of wraps up the event season for
Yeah,
us. So
and so now's your chance to spend some time in Mount Pleasant.
it is. It can be a very nice time of year too. Usually the temperature's a little cooler, and fall's just a nice
It is,
nice
but
season.
we have had warm weather lately.
Yeah, we have had warm weather lately. Jeff, if you don't mind, give the dates.
And we do it rain or shine.
Right,
That's
I know.
another thing.
Yeah, I've been here in the rain, and you're still doing it.
We never close.
Yeah.
Unless we have to close.
Unless it's to be a weather issue.
But we're always open, rain or shine.
Yeah. If you don't mind, give the dates again so people know when to come out here and enjoy this festival.
It's September 23rd, 24th, 25th.
Okay. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for your work here in this community and with the festival. Wish you well at the festival.
Well, thanks, Jeff.
Yeah. And now you're in the know.